Well, good evening. I have an idea for this video, but before I really get to that, this this week or the last few weeks have been kind of interesting. A lot of weird things going on, a lot of interesting things, some pretty exciting things. Um, Hopefully, at least some of those I can tell you about soon. Um, some involve people that I know, and some involve myself. I can tell you that if you happen to be living in St. Pete, Florida, Spinner's Restaurant is gaining a new chef. He is a friend of mine, um, a former student of mine, and his name is James. He's going to be taking over as executive chef. So if you live there, give him a couple weeks to get settled in after he starts, and then go pay him a visit and enjoy some good food for me, because I will not make it down there for a little while, but eventually I will. So go enjoy his food for me. Tell him hi if you get a chance. And then later in the year, another student of mine, a friend of his and mine, will be heading down there to join him. So that should be fun for all of you guys. Sad for me, but I'm excited for them. I think they'll do really well. So hopefully everything goes smoothly. Um, Now, having said that, exciting news for me. Um, there will be a change of background coming up in some of my videos. Hopefully things go smoothly and this background change happens. Excuse me, I got something in my eye. Hopefully this background change happens by June. That's the plan. My wife and I will be opening up our own place in the near future, and more details to come. We're working on all of the things that have to happen before we can open. But it does involve whiskey, because it's me. It has to involve whiskey. So it does involve whiskey, and it should be a lot of fun. And it'll be really cool to have these videos coming from there. So now that I've covered all that, I'm going to do this peer review a little bit differently. Part of that is because the product is typically one of my favorites, and also relatively well known. So I think between my notes, my analysis, and Joe's, you might be able to guess what it is. We'll see. So at the end of this, if you have a guess, make a comment and guess. While you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe, and share with your friends. So we'll jump right into this. This bourbon is a blend of 4 bourbons, so it is a small batch. It's 90 proof. The average for the 4 bourbons blended comes to less than 7 years old. It is a nice gold amber color. It's beautiful. So I like this color. I think it's beautiful. On the nose, I definitely pick up smoke and vanilla, but also caramel. Corn is definitely there because it's bourbon, and barley for sure. But I pick up other grains, and those are, mostly rye, but it's a little spicy. So I also this is gonna be weird unless you live in a place like this. Years ago, we went to clean out my aunt's garage when she died in Dallas, and there's a sort of humid smell that comes out of an old garage, right? In Dallas, it's a mixture of like dead leaves and wood and cardboard mixed with humid air. Not necessarily bad. It's not like a rotting smell. It is a very distinct kind of smell, but I kind of get a hint of that in the smell. That or maybe a good reference point is like a damp log. A slightly older log that's been rained on, maybe something like that. Now that kind of matches up. Joe kind of got a musty smell. At least that's what his notes said. Or moss. Moss is interesting. That kind of goes with the damp log thing, I guess. But smells delicious. Looks delicious. Apricot comes through. I can taste the corn, which is kind of a good thing for me. That's something that I look for. Kind of a mixture of spices, but a little bit floral and spicy. Sort of herbaceous. Kind of like chewing on a tea bag, like an Earl Grey tea bag, something like that. Caramel, a little bit. Joe got honey. I don't get the honey as much. Could be just me. But I really like. It's full bodied. It's got a good balance. Hits all the things that I like on the flavor. But Joe gets model paint. He notes that on the back of the palate, he tastes the way model paint smells. I don't personally have a lot of experience with that. Models weren't my thing, so I don't know what model paint smells like or tastes like, for that matter. It's an interesting note, but I don't get it. I personally think he might have been a little harsh. He might be thinking of something that I just don't understand. There is clearly a harshness on the backside. Is that model paint? I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. But it is, in my opinion, delicious. This is something I would drink on a somewhat regular basis. Although I will say the bottle is not always cheap. This bottle was a little cheaper than normal because I got it at a place that I'm friends with, and I tend to get good prices when I go there. So, as far as that goes, great value for the price. I would rate this pretty high. I like it. Joe doesn't like it as much. I think it's really good. If you have a guess as to what this might be, please leave a comment and let me know what you think. I might start doing this a little more with some of the the more well-known brands that I taste. Makes it a shorter video, but also gives you guys a chance to participate, which I think is cool. Some of the less known brands, the local ones, only so many people are going to be able to pick up what I'm talking about anyway. So not everybody that watches these videos is going to know those brands. So I'll leave it for the ones that you might know. But I hope everyone has a good night. I hope that you're enjoying something good yourself. And I'm hoping that when I wake up tomorrow, there's not snow on the ground again. I have places to go and things to do. So, that being said, cheers, good night.